Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Belmont Park here on Sunday. It is July the 8th, 2018. Gonna look at the stakes races on today's program from Belmont, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. I'm gonna look at the stakes races on today's program from Belmont, races 7 and 9. So let's get on to it, starting off with the 7th race from Belmont, which is the 4th running of the River Memory Stakes. Purse $100,000. It's your fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses going the distance of ground here of 2,400 meters, or the marathon stayers distance of 1 mile and 1/2 on the Widener turf course. The rails are out 9 feet, just keep that in mind. 2,400 meters, 1.5 miles. Top selection in this race, I like the number the number 2 horse here. I almost forgot. I like the 2 horse Homeland Security. Gonna go 2-5-1-3 in the superfecta. 2-5-1-3 super. Top selection 2 horse Homeland Security. 5-1 4-year-old filly by Smart Strike. I Rider Tease Jr. gets the leg up. Horse's most recent outing game, 20th of May at Belmont. Very yielding ground. 1.25 mile inner turf course off 6-2 claimer. Horse finished 4th by 1 3/4 lengths. This horse sat back towards the early portions of the race by quite a bit because the winner Flower Fashion opened up by like a dozen lengths on the backstretch and held on at the end. But this horse, she was coming at the end, but she had a lot of ground to make up and not enough time. But she ran okay there. Okay, shall I say, off a little bit of break. But I think getting the 1.5 miles today, second off the layoff, she should run just a little bit better. Before that, 27th of September here at Belmont, 1.25 mile inner turf course, allowance race 90,000. Horse won by 1.5 lengths that day. Sat towards the back of the pack early on, but had a decent turn of foot in the stretch and got there at the end. Very nice victory. And then before that, Saratoga, 3/8 inner turf course, allowance race 85,000 non-1X. Horse finished 4th by 1 1/4 lengths. Sat 4th most of the race and just did not get that good closing kick at the ends, but before that broke the maiden at Belmont very nicely. I think you're getting the 1.5 miles. This horse should really do well. 5-1. Watch out for her. So to recap my selections for the 7th from Belmont's 4th running of the River Memories, as a top selection, I'm going to use the 2 horse Homeland Security. I'm going to go 2-5-1-3 in the superfecta. So now let's get on to race number 9 from Belmont. The 9th race, it's the 16th running of the Victory Ride Stakes, grade 3, purse $150,000. It's your fillies, 3-year-olds here. Field of 11 horses going the distance of ground of 1,300 meters, or the distance of ground of 6.5 furlongs on the main track. 1,300 meters, 6.5, and I show the diagram. It just gives me a second to look down at my notes. Just bear with me. And of the 2 stakes races on today's program, technically this is the feature, but it's not the feature in my eyes. I think the River Memories is actually a lot better race than this one. I have a feeling the race is going to go to the 2, shall we say, favorites in this one. It's going to be one of the favorites that's going to win. I'm going to use the second choice, the 3 horse Separation of Powers. I'm going to go 3-8-5-10 in the superfecta, 3-8-5-10 super. Top selection, the 3 horse Separation of Powers, 3-year-old filly by Candy Ride. Jose Ortiz is on this one for Chad Brown. Have the Chad Brown double here, and in the stakes races today. Maybe I'll parlay all the money up from the River Memories to this one. But this horse is the Separation of Powers. Her last race came on the 4th of November at Del Mar, mile 16, the Breeze Cup Juvenile Fillies race. This horse finished 4th by 5.5 lengths behind Caledonia Road. This horse just stalked early on from the wide post, and then he just kind of hit the wall in the straightaway. Had to be used a lot early, so I think that took a lot out of her. But I think coming back to the home base at Belmont, I think this horse just improved a little bit better. Before that here at Belmont, good going, 1 mile in Frizette. Horse won by 3.5 lengths. Stalked a pace early on, and then got the lead and then took off clear. Very nice victory for this horse. And then the spin away at Saratoga, 7 furlongs time to the second. Horse finished 3rd by 4 lengths. Was with the pace setters early on, and then had a very weird stretch run, really just couldn't get there at the end, but broke the main very easily at the Spa, going 6 furlongs last July, winning by 11 3/4 lengths, almost on lead all throughout. A very easy victory, one of the most impressive, I think, of these Spa 2-year-old horses last year. She just won for fun. I think, like I said, coming back to Belmont, first off the break, She should run a big one at 4-1. I'll take my chances, but this is one of the favorites is going to win this race, so we have to see which one. And now to a multi-race scenario, I would use the first three I have in my superfecta, so I would definitely use a 3-8-5. So to recap my selections for the ninth from Belmont's the 16th running of the Grade 3 Victory Rise top selection, I'm going to go with the number 3 horse Separation of Powers. Going to go 3-8-5-10 in the superfecta. I'll go 3-8-5 in the multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5